Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris Surface, in for Amanda Westbrook, and we are to our final segment of this episode of Cityline, and I'm excited for this one. I've been waiting all show for it, and we're going to hear a little bit about a teen's experience working with Pixar and our Boys and Girls Club, and some great things happening. So joining me on the couch, I have Kylie Waddle, who's a Teen Services Manager.
Yep.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And I also have Riya Richardson, who is the recipient of the Youth of the Year, Boys and Girls Club. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
And I know there's lots to talk about, so we're going to jump right into this. And the first one I'm going to ask, Kylie, is for you. Why is Youth of the Year important to club teens? This is a huge thing.
Yeah, it is a big thing. Boys and Girls Club of South Puget Sound has been doing this scholarship program its entire time. Legacy of Hope is our annual event that celebrates our teens that participate in this Youth of the Year scholarship program. And the program prepares them for post-secondary pathways and offers them a scholarship at the end. But interview prep and coaching, speeches, development, essay writing to be able to share their personal narrative. It's a really cool program.
What's your favorite part of it? I mean, there's so much to it, but I mean, you've got to have a favorite part.
Honestly, stepping out of direct service, I used to work with teens all the time, so getting the opportunity to interact and engage with the teens is really exciting for me. I love seeing people get excited about their futures and helping them find their path, so that's it for me.
Wonderful. Now, you said Legacy of Hope's been around for the entirety of...
Not the entirety of Boys and Girls Club of South Puget Sound. I think it was the early 90s that we started recognizing teens and their accomplishments through this celebration that we have. But if you go to Boys and Girls Club, BGCSPS.org, that's our website, you can find our save the date and learn more about how you can kind of support that event that we host. It's quite a celebration, bringing community together to just celebrate all of the accomplishments of our teens.
Well, and speaking of accomplishments of our teens who are recipients of that award, we've got some fascinating things to hear about as well. So, Riya, thank you so much for being here. Now, tell us how you got involved with, of all companies, Pixar and the movie Inside Out 2.
Yeah, so actually, it was through the Boys and Girls Club. So my mentor, Miss Ashaya Clemens, I had walked into our teen center one day, and she kind of gave me this look, and she was like, I have something to tell you. And I was like, I'm nervous. And she said, I signed you up for an opportunity and we'll see how it goes. So I didn't think much of it. And then a little while later, she was like, you're going to be working on a worldwide film with Pixar. And I was just like so taken aback. I was in shock. And at the time, we didn't really know what the film was. So when I got to meet with the Pixar team and they were talking about Inside Out 2, I was like so excited because Inside Out 2, like I remember watching the first movie when I was smaller and really loving it and just feeling a connection with the emotions and just, you know, it was like an amazing connection. And so that's how the connection started, and I really loved the experience.
Yay. Now, it was a huge experience. Did you have a favorite part of the experience of working on it?
Absolutely. I think my favorite part was just going to have to be, well, of course, I loved going to the premiere. The premiere was everything.
And we just saw a picture of you. Really
Yes. The premiere was really cool. I got to meet such amazing people. First time on a purple carpet. So that was really cool. And I got to meet a lot of celebrities. So definitely great experience. But I really enjoyed being able to see the behind the scenes of how animators are able to make a film that is going to reach so many different communities, you know, whether that's adults, whether that's youth, all of those different aspects. It's really cool.
What was the hardest part about working on it? We've heard your favorite.
I think the hardest part was probably keeping it a secret. You know, we signed our NDA, couldn't say anything, and I started this in the summer of 8th grade year. And of course, like middle school, like of course you want to tell everybody what you're doing. And then I would say end of 9th grade year, start of 10th, people were starting to get, oh my gosh, like Inside Out 2 is coming out. Who wants to go watch it with me? All this stuff. I'm like, of watched that like 6 times. But, I've seen it when it was getting sketched, but I, couldn't say anything. And so I remember on my social media when the premiere was around the corner and I got the okay from the filmmakers to put it out. And I was like, hey guys, I've been keeping a little secret. And then I just showed all the pictures and my DMs were going on for days.
That's fantastic. Now, do you have a favorite character from the movie?
I do. It would be Nostalgia. And she pops in for a few seconds twice in the movie, but she is adorable. She's the sweetest. I actually remember the filmmakers in an interview asking if you could create a character in the movie, what would it be? And I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I'd say Nostalgia. And I think they were definitely surprised that someone my age said that. And I was like, no, I just think even now I look back and reflect on the challenges that I've overcome, the people I've met, and the things that I've done. And it just makes me really happy and really grateful for the opportunities and places I've been. And I was like, but it does make me sound a little old. So when I saw the character looking like a little cute granny with the gray hair and just her outfit, it just made me like warm up inside. It was super cool.
She just shuffles out from behind.
She does.
And is that June Squibb played Nostalgia? Is that correct?
Yes. And I was
Fantastic
actually
actor.
able to grab a selfie with her. My mom helped me. My mom was like, "Oh my goodness, Riya, that's Nostalgia in real life," and I was like going crazy. So we were able to talk for a little bit. Super cool.
What an experience. What a fascinating and fun trip I'm sure it must have been for you both,
Yes.
emotionally and just getting you filled with this love for what you do. Now, going back to the Boys and Girls Club, tell us about your involvement with the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, so I started going to the Boys and Girls Club in 6th grade, and I started off in Torch Club, which is a middle school leadership team, and that's where I met my mentor, Miss Shaya, and started to build my club family. And then I moved up to Keystone, which is for high schoolers, that does more extensive community service, and then I did Junior Youth of the Year and Youth of the Year, and as you know now, I'm still holding that title strong. But I just have a really great sense of passion for serving my community and making really deep connections with my peers and other people. So that's kind of what kept my passion going.
What prompted you to get involved with the Boys and Girls Club?
I think it was definitely my mentor. I remember her saying when I first got to the club, "Don't worry, I got you, your family." And that is like the #1 quote. I will always refer back to that moment because I felt really safe, and till this day, it remains the same at the club.
I can't believe this segment has just flown by, and I've got so many more questions. But Kylie,
Yeah.
anything you'd like to say to wrap up from the Boys and Girls Club perspective?
I'm just so excited to uplift the teen voices that we have in our club, and Riya goes above and beyond in engaging in the community. So I'm excited to be a part of that going forward.
Riya, any last words?
Super excited to cheer on the Youth of the Years.
That's wonderful and fantastic. Thank you both so much for being here today. And now next time when I watch Inside Out 2, I'm going to be like, I know somebody who worked on that project.
Thank you.
I want to thank you both. And I want to thank everybody who was on our program today. The Emergency Food Network, the Tacoma Public Library, the Arts at the Armory, our 3 wonderful artists from there, Tacoma Little Theater, and of course our friends from the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you so much for letting me sit on the chair today and host this show. It's been delightful learning more about our community, which is one of the reasons we're here, and why we'll see you next week on Cityline to hear about some other great things happening in our town. We'll see you next time.